Haila, haila, iyala, aidha puja cheyala, jabalu chara chala.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Namaste. Welcome to Japan
Thank
again.
you. Thank you so much.
Is this your first time?
Yeah,
in
first
Japan?
time.
And I heard you visited again. After
This is my third time.
Third time. Very nice. I'll get into that later.
Sure.
So how are you?
I'm beautiful. I'm fantastic.
You arrived yesterday, right?
Yes.
Not tired?
No, not at all. Not at all. Never tired for Japan. I've realized that. I've actually realized that.
Before getting into the movie-related question, I have one thing that I want to clarify with you. You have a lot of nicknames. And NTR Sir, and Tarak Anna, Tarak Garu, and some of the Japanese fans are wondering which one would be the most appropriate and maybe your favorite way to address you.
Whatever names you address me with, I end up
So no
loving them.
specific
I
one.
end up loving them. So
Okay.
you can call me anything. Japanese fans have picked up more on Tarak than
right.
NTR.
Yeah.
And I love Tarak.
Okay. Good to know, Tarak Anna. Devara, congratulations on the Japan release. And I loved it. It was very powerful, impressive, and also profound. And I want to start by asking about the theme, the idea to Shiva sir.
Yeah.
So it's very unique. It's not only about, hero being strong, fighting, and courageous, but it is about the fear. The hero is the fear. So what were the thoughts behind this idea?
See, generally in films across the world, so there will be a problem for a group of people, and hero will try to be the savior. This is the basic format for every film. So he'll be the savior in the sense he'll be the courage. But in this film, see, there is a lot of courage around. All the people, they don't know the meaning of fear. So I just want to convey that even excess of courage will lead to a disaster. So there should be a line of control, which is called fear. So you should respect the law of the land, and that too because we are living in a society. So not to cause harm to others and to make others live in peace. You should have fear. So we tried to put fear as a very precious emotion in the film, and the people around him in the film, they are like monsters. They don't have fear. So for him to realize that courage is enough. See, now it's the time to put fear for them. And I like the idea, and he has delivered it, in his usual style. Yeah.
Usual style.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
Next, I want to ask about the action scenes underwater. I imagine it must be really hard to pull all the great scenes off. So could you explain, elaborate in both perspectives?
Usually there is a director's perspective and an actor's perspective.
Yeah, right.
But I think when it came to the underwater sequences, especially the water sequences, see, every movie has a backdrop. And Devara, yes, beautiful backdrop being fear. This fear as an emotion had to be conveyed against a backdrop. And we felt that what better than water? Because water is so deep. The water body, when you look at the water body on a peripheral level, it just looks very calm. But the abyss which is there in a water body, it's so deep. And we felt that this emotion is so deep, and what better than water? I think our trouble started then. It was a singular perspective for both of us, where when he said that it needs to be narrated against a water backdrop, I was equally excited. But shooting that, we realized it is tougher than what we imagined it to be. Because pulling off stunts like what we have done on water and underwater is by far near to impossible. But thanks to his conviction, his vision, and thanks to an amazing group of team, let it be our production designer, let it be our action choreographer, let it be our cameraman, our DOP, let it be the stunt coordinators, stunt directors, let it be the actors. I think everybody just came into a line, came into togetherness to pull this off. That's why I think, when you have watched the film, you got so intrigued, you got so excited about it. And this is, I think, the success a director and we as technicians would ever want. It was very difficult. It demanded a lot of physical stress, a lot of mental stress. From my side, from the actors, or all the other actors' side. But having said that, ultimately when you go through so much of strain and when the audiences are loving it, you just start forgetting that tough process you've been through.
Yeah, and for us, because shooting in water and over the water, it's continuous learning and unlearning actually. Yeah, because even we are new to the water, have to shoot, have to get my shot right. It was fun actually. The true hardships, are only to the actors because it was fun for me to shoot. Yeah. It was just designing the idea and get my idea back right. That's it. Thanks to them because they were the ones who need to perform everything on the water, under the water. And I'm just an audience there looking and having fun. Yeah.
What do you think about,
There were times when I really cursed him. I was like, why the hell should we do this? Or why the hell are you making me or us do this? But ultimately, when you see that happiness in a director's eyes, because it's him who's envisioned this movie. It was him who wrote this idea. And we all got excited. So it was his idea that got us excited. So I think one needs to respect a director for envisioning an idea like this and making sure that idea comes into a reality. And when you look at that expression of the director when he's so satisfied, I think that's the biggest win for an actor.
I love the connection between you two. Like you trust each other very strongly, I believe.
I mean, obviously, after RRR, the only person I could trust is him for delivering Devara. So we've been friends for a very long time. We've been friends for the past 15 years now. And we met for a movie where he was the writer for the movie and I was the actor. And from there, today he's directed 2 movies with me. He's directed 2 blockbusters with me, one Janata Garage and one Devara. Movies apart, I think he's one of the very few close friends I have from the industry. And yeah, so it's been quite a nice journey together.
Moving on to the Vara and Devara, different acting. I was so surprised after seeing Fierce Devara. I just saw Vara
A very wonderful Vara.
Yeah, like Bhola Bala, Sidha Sada. Like, how can you be so innocent?
I'm a firm believer that acting can never be taught. Acting is a person's exposure to his environment or to the world and to the people he meets. So for me, it's not the first time that I've played a father and son. There was once which when I played a father and son, and unfortunately the movie didn't work. I thought that maybe, the audiences felt that I wasn't ready to play both father and son. And then after that, I had this beautiful exposure in my life of being a father to 2 amazing little rascals. My older one Abhay and my younger one Bhargav. I think this was the right time for Shiva to bring in that element of playing father and son. Because, as I mentioned, it's the exposure. Earlier, I think I was exposed only as a son and never as a father. But now when I've been exposed as a father too in my real life, I think portraying both these characters has helped me of being a son before and being a father now. And also when I see my kids interact with me, there is a lot of observation also which I go through. And I tried, especially for Vara, to bring about that innocence in him. So that innocence which I think my kids have in real life has helped me put it into Vara. And the fatherhood of teaching your son something, or being an inspiration to your son or your kids, I think helped me play Devara.
Wow, that's very heartwarming to hear. And just out of curiosity, are you a scary father or very sweet?
Oh, I'm both. I'm a mix of all fathers. I'm a mix of my father. I'm a mix of a lot of fathers I've seen. And there is a new demand of what I need to be, with my kids. So that's, because they demand a lot from their father. So I'm playing multiple father roles.
Wow.
He's a very doting, caring father, but he knows where to draw the line,
That's very important because fear is needed in life.
Yes.
Right.
Okay, so moving on, if you have to pick one scene that you love the most, then which scene would that be?
In Devara, I think he should pick, because he's written so many scenes, but I think he should pick the best scene.
Okay.
Yeah, because see, with such kind of a scale in the film, there are too many episodes which are being enjoyed. But to me, as a writer, so, there is a scene where in the night in the backyard of their home, Devara son Vara, when he was young, when he was 10 years old, he has a habit of listening to stories every night before going to sleep. So every night Devara should narrate a story to him. So one night the son gets bored of listening to stories. You're telling your dad's stories, grandpa's stories. I want my dad's story. See, where Devara is speechless, he becomes silent, and then he realizes that he doesn't have a good story to tell to his son. His story, he conveys his emotion to his son, and he opens up. See, though people believe that I'm the leader, I'm Devara, I'm the king, but I don't have a good story
To tell my own son.
to tell my own son. So that scene is so intense for me as a writer, and that's the core point of the film, where Vara, takes up his dad's emotion, and he starts writing a story for his dad. So that's the best scene for me.
This movie has so many great action scenes and all the masala, but you picking this essence really means that this movie is all about the idea and message.
Yeah, because people, we're all emotional. So that's the emotional part of the film, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Devara has so many great music and dances. I loved all of them. I danced a few, especially Ayuda Puja, was I felt it's not only about amazing dance steps and good music, but it's the soul expressing the way of their lives. I just want to know more about the meaning of this song and dance.
See, as the world knows, he's one of the greatest dancers of our times. But for the first time, I felt that I want to write a story to the dance also. So luckily, we have a ritual there. It's called as Ayuda Puja, see, where people worship the weapons, and for them, all the weapons are the Lord. So every year they gather there, they assemble there, so they pay their respects to the weapons, and they dance. So for them, it's like
A celebration.
it's a celebration. So it's like, imagine a warrior clan dancing and paying tribute to the ancestors. So there is a story attached to the dance. It's not a regular dance.
And Tarakan, how is your experience in dancing?
I was about to say that's my favorite song in the movie, because see, it's just not a dance. It is an altogether a different experience. It started off as paying an homage to your ancestors and praying to your weapons. There is so much history in that song which needed to be depicted in the form of dance. So that idea was really, really, really amazing for him to conceive. And I think Ganesh Acharya, the choreographer, has done a fabulous job. He's balanced it so beautifully, where you have that violence, you have that regalness, you still have that kind of a dance, and no matter how old you grow, sometimes when you go back to your roots, your traditions, you start becoming like a child.
True.
I think again, when these warriors were dancing, they were childlike.
Yeah.
So for me, that's my favorite song in the film.
Yeah, I really loved the expressions, the
Yes.
overall atmosphere,
Yes.
and of course dance steps too. So the other day, I actually found your Kuchipuri dance video on YouTube, and it was also amazing. And like Abhinaya of yours was like, okay, now I felt like maybe the Kuchipuri Foundation is contributing to your expression.
Absolutely. I mentioned in an interview somewhere that Kuchipudi is a dance form which concentrates more on expressions than footwork. Yes, you do have footwork, but compared to other dance forms, it's got a little less footwork compared to other dance forms. It deals with more of expressiveness. So I started off when I was 6 years old. So I think that base has never left me. I think Kuchipudi has never left me. It helped me in understanding the rhythm. for what an actor needs to when he's dancing. And I think more than that, it made me a more confident expresser. So that has never left me. So I think it's just a blessing.
True.
Very interesting. So now, a little bit private question maybe. So if you don't want to answer, then you don't have to. So I heard you visited Japan again after RRR as a private with your family. And you went to Nagano Prefecture?
Yes, I went to Nagano to see to watch the snow monkeys.
Okay, and only Nagano, or did you go
Only
somewhere
Nagano.
else?
Only Nagano. And I went to Kyoto, and I was in Tokyo because I was with my kids. So my kids wanted to go to the Disneyland, and unfortunately it was too cold. So they didn't end up going there. But I took them to the team labs. It was so good. It was amazing. And I thought that I wouldn't enjoy it. I thought it was for my kids, but I ended up enjoying it too.
It's very beautiful.
It is.
Right?
It is very. It's amazingly beautiful. So we had some amazing time. And
Good to know.
and I don't know. I've realized this, that for somebody to enjoy a holiday, or for somebody to enjoy a new country, a new culture, the only way to start is through their food. And I'm a big foodie. Yeah, and I'm a big foodie. And I don't know, it's so strange. It didn't happen after I came to Japan or Tokyo, but it happened even before in my life. You know, that for me, my favorite cuisine is Japanese. And I crave for sushis wherever I go.
Good to know.
I know. And destiny, Japan today has just not become a holiday spot. It's become like a work spot for me now.
Yeah.
And through this, my kids enjoy sushis also. And they enjoy Japanese food. And it's just, look at this, look at destiny, you know? So yes, we loved our time. And this time my wife was extremely excited to see the cherry blossoms. But unfortunately, I think it's a little too cold for the cherry blossoms to happen. So she's a bit let down. But I said, don't worry, Japan is home. We can keep coming back whenever we want to.
Also, maybe not cherry blossom, but some of the plum trees are also blooming. So
Yes,
maybe
they
you can
are.
find a
Yeah,
good
but she
spot.
was so particular about the cherry
Cherry
blossoms.
blossom. Okay.
So then I was like, okay. I said, don't worry. Next time, maybe for another release.
We are looking forward to
Yeah.
more and more movies to
Oh, yeah.
come, and
So
we're
am I,
gonna
so am
enjoy.
I, so am I.
Perfect. And vice versa, I think now that a lot of Telugu movies are being released in Japan, a lot of Japanese people start to traveling to Hyderabad,
Yes.
Telangana. So I was wondering if you can recommend your favorite cuisine or the restaurant in Hyderabad. It would be nice, we can visit.
For me, Hyderabad is also very diverse in food culture today. Very few parts in India is exposed to international cuisine, and Hyderabad is one of the hubs. I think after Bombay and Delhi, I think Hyderabad today is the gateway for a lot of international food. As I told you, I really like sushi a lot. So I will give a proper recommendation for them to a sushi spot.
Okay.
There is this restaurant called Shoyu. Shoyu, and a very dear friend of mine who's an actor too, Mr. Naga Chaitanya, owns it. And I should tell you that Shoyu by far makes the best Japanese food.
Wow.
And Shoyu makes by far the best sushis, I should say, in India.
Little Indianized.
It's amazing. No, it's not Indianized. It's not Indianized. It's proper Japanese food, proper Japanese sushis. And I really like unagi a lot.
Yeah.
And I think Shoyu makes one of the best unagi sushis.
Unagi in Hyderabad.
Yes, you should try it. It's really, really phenomenal.
Any one Hyderabadi cuisine there?
Hyderabad. See, again, as I mentioned, if you're talking about Hyderabadi, nothing is more famous than the Hyderabadi biryani.
Yes.
And there is one of the oldest hotels in Hyderabad called Shadab. Shadab, where you get one of the best biryanis. Again, there are many biryani spots, but I think Shadab is one of the oldest. So their Hyderabadi biryani is phenomenal. And then we have a lot of Andhra cuisine, which runs in Hyderabad. So I think one of the most traditional places to go to eat traditional Andhra food is
Spicy Avenue.
Spicy Venue. So Spicy Venue is one of, by far, the best. It doesn't go wrong. There is another beautiful mess called Kakatiya Deluxe Mess, which I really like. That is an amazing place to have proper, authentic Andhra food. And now if you want to eat proper Telangana food, now Telangana food, I think there's this place called Telangana Spice, which makes amazing food. And there's another restaurant called Palamuru Grill.
They make spicy?
Yeah, they make amazing Telangana food. Wow. So these are my recommendations.
Thank you so much.